pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Before I move on the agenda, I think everyone is aware of a tragedy in Stockton Springs last week. Death of a young girl, 10 years old, Mercer Kennedy. So at this time I'd ask for a moment of silence for this little girl, plus other children that are being abused as well. Thank you. And I hope this doesn't become something we have to do every meeting. Item 3 on our agenda, roll call. Show Mac missing, please.
He's out.
And I also want to mention the call-in number for tonight's meeting is 930-8189. 930-8189. Acceptance of the minutes of our February 20th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to accept the minutes of our February 20th meeting. Any discussion? All those in favor? 4-0. Acceptance of agenda.
I have two 11th hour items. One is a proposal for a new contract with our internet provider to save us money, and the second is a poll permit being requested on the Bowen Road.
Will we accept the? Do you have executive session?
We do.
Will we accept the agenda as amended?
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to accept the agenda as amended. Any discussion? All those in favor? Item 6, this is a public hearing for liquor license for the grill at Searsport Pines. Do I hear a motion to go from our regular agenda to public hearing?
So moved. Second.
Motion been made and seconded to go from our regular agenda to a public hearing, discuss a liquor license for the grill at Searsport Pines. All those in favor? What do we have, James?
Yeah, just a renewal, and Susan would be here tonight, but she also is ill with the flu. No complaints. The chief happens to be here. I don't believe he's handled any concerns or complaints about the grill at Searsport Pines. It's been run very well.
There are two licenses we need to approve: the liquor license and then an auxiliary license for the mobile service bar.
Correct.
Board, anything to say about this? Questions, comments?
I've only heard good things about their license.
Yeah. Been a long time, no issues.
I'll take a motion then to go from public hearing back to our regular agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion been made and seconded to go from public hearing back to our regular agenda. All those in favor? 4-0. Item 7, any decisions from this public hearing?
I move that we approve the liquor license renewal as well as the renewal of the, or approval of the application for auxiliary license.
So, second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve a liquor license for the grill at Searsport Pines plus an auxiliary license. Any discussion? All those in favor? Open to public. There is no public. Item 9 on the old business, 175th anniversary committee appointments.
I have a number of applications. Jack Merrithew, Don Gerald, Linda Payson, and Sandra Otis.
Didn't we approve you last time?
Yeah, this is just me.
These are me.
I filled the paperwork in.
Oh, we filled it in. I have that on your agenda now.
Oh, I thought we voted
Yeah,
on it already.
well, I did,
Nope.
right?
There are 2 forms here to sign.
Yep.
I'll make a motion that we appoint Jack Merrithew, Don Gerald, Linda Payson, and Sandra Otis Anderson to the 175th Anniversary Committee. Here, the application.
Where is the... Right there, there's another page. Okay, motion made and seconded to appoint following to the 175th Anniversary Committee. What,
Yeah, yourself, Jack Merrithew, Don Gerald, Linda Payson, and Sandra Otis Anderson.
any discussion? All those in favor?
Is that 4-0?
Yes.
Yeah. Number 10, on the new business, authorization to participate in the composting program.
The Maine Resource Recovery Association is putting forth a home composting program this year. They do this. They may do it every year, but this year we've caught on to it. We participated in this many years ago. I can't tell you
Yep.
how many, but it's been more than 15.
Yeah, Stannis Laycock put
Probably
it.
closer to 20.
Yeah.
It was pretty popular, and we did put out a lot of composting bins. What I'm looking to do is get the word out that we're going to submit an order, and I'm looking for authorization from the board to buy some of these composting bins so that we can get the ball rolling. We'll offer them for resale here at the price that they come. Plus, anyone that catches it before we put the order in can add to it. But the composting bin itself is $55. So I don't want to go too crazy. They take up a bit of room. There's a picture included in your thing. It's called the Earth Machine. It's right on the front of the thing. So I don't want to go, like, say, hog wild on it. We would be doing this out of the tipping fees at the transfer station, because ultimately this is taking stuff out of that stream, and we'll offer them for resale. They're $55 each. So I put in the memo to you, somewhere between 7 and 10, because they say we've got a storm, and I don't know how well they come packaged together. The old ones came in a tube; they were all wrapped up, and the bottoms and tops were separate, so they didn't take up as much room. I'm kind of concerned about the space they'll take. And certainly we'll get the word out. Anyone that wants to join and you know, buy and pay for anything extra that's on this list. But if we got the ball rolling with a few of these, I think it wouldn't be too hard to sell them. This is similar to what other towns around us do. They buy a few of these and offer them for resale throughout the year for people who are interested.
We have to buy 20 though, don't we?
It's a
Where's the discounts come in?
yeah. When the
Since-
you probably caught that. Is it 20?
Did you catch it, Aaron? You asked the question. Did you have it in front of you?
It looks like 20, yeah.
So I don't know if we want to do 20. I mean, we can afford to do 20. I'm worried about
It's on
storage.
the first,
Yeah,
second,
20.
fourth, yeah.
You got room in your office?
Multiples of 20 for the
Is
compost.
20 going to be an issue for us?
We could do 20.
I think so.
Well, discount, right? At 20?
No discount at 20. It's just those are the minimum orders. I could check with the nearby town to see if they've got an order going in. Maybe we could go in together, but
Because yeah, I wouldn't want us to order 20 if we don't know how
I'd
quickly
say
they're going to sell.
probably 10 max.
Yeah.
Yeah,
James, you want to maybe look into see if we can
I will do
do
that.
that and then come back? Maybe?
Yeah.
Yep.
The only problem I see is some people already have their own.
Yeah, it might take a while to sell these things.
Yeah, that's an issue. But I'll check with our neighbors. The deadline on this program is April 27th. So
Maybe go in together with Stockton. or
kind of the
something.
clock is ticking, but I'll find out.
Now the money is going to obviously come out of the
Tipping fee.
tipping fees when people buy one. Is it going to go back to?
It's straight back to tipping fees as a reimbursement.
Yeah, so I guess I'll move that we table this to the next regular meeting.
Second.
Okay, that was for what now? For
Table.
Table.
Motion made and seconded to table any participation in this compost program. Did we get further information? Any discussion?
I had one and it took me 5 to 6 years to get rid of it. I bought one from the last time and then when I wanted out of it, it took a while. I found some I finally took.
Yeah.
They're good.
They seem
They're good.
large. They seem very large.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we try to get it down to 10. That might be better.
All those in favor?
So we won't go public with this, like in Radio Searsport, until we make a decision on what we're
Well,
going to
it would be okay to go public in the
Yeah.
radio Searsport saying we're exploring it. Anyone interested,
All right.
uh, contact the town manager.
If
Bids
it-
cost $55.
$55.
Because if we get an outpouring of 10 people that
Yeah,
want
then
it,
we have to storm.
then we'll have to think
buyers.
about whether
Right.
we want to get on the hook for 10 more. But I'll make a list. I'll start a list.
Okay.
Uh, 11th hour, James.
Yeah, the first item in 11th hour, Derek Gagnon, representative from GWI, contacted me. GWI is our high-speed internet provider, and they're offering a new contract to us, basically which will enhance our offerings as far as phone goes. Right now, we have a limited calling package for U.S. and Canada, and they've now changed to an unlimited program, which actually would save us $50 a month. When they identified that we were under the old contract, they want to get right out and offer us a new one. It would be a 24-month contract that we'd be entering in, but again, it's going to save us $50 a month. And they're kind of anxious to get us going. We're one of the last towns they're catching up with this enhanced service.
What's the board's wishes?
That makes sense. I'll move that we enter into that contract.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to enter a contract with GWI for expanded services for any for internet. Any discussion? All those in favor? And we have a pole permit.
Yeah, this is a pole to be located at the end of Bowen Road. Apparently, they needed to move the pole to accommodate a driveway for a new lot that's been sold, and that the people are intending to build a house. They've already drilled their well. When they moved the pole, they realized it required a permit, and the last page is the signature page. If you agree.
I'll make a motion that we approve the permit.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve permit for pole relocation in the Bowen Road. Any discussion? All in favor?
Last page.
Correspondence.
I have 3 items. The first is from the Maine Revenue Services, informing us that the legislature has amended the definitions of retail sales activity and retail sales facility for the purpose of the Better and Betty program, the equipment tax exemption program. We've also let the assessor's office know about this because it'll be some changes when it comes to our reimbursement. Second is just for your information, we are entering into an agreement with the Seacoast United Maine North Camp Partnership. And basically this summer we're going to be offering some soccer camps. We'll be hosting it, but it'll be run by this organization, and we actually get paid a percentage per participant, and we don't have to do the work, which is great. We have to do some advertising and get into the schools, but it's basically a program that runs itself. And the last item is a letter from Attorney Joe Bayungo in reference to the discussion of last week in open to the public from Ken Schneider. And that's all I have.
Now this partnership of this camp, do we have any liabilities there as far as?
They'll have their own insurance.
They will have their own insurance.
We'll include this in our insurance renewal, which we're actually getting ready to work on now.
Mhm.
So we always put in that we have camps, but we don't always manage to get camps put on in the summer because lack of participation. But we're going to try make an effort to get this one going.
Comments on the correspondence? Treasurer's warrants, I'll take a motion on those.
We approve that pending our signatures.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the treasurer's warrant on any signature. Any discussion? All those in favor? James, your report.
Yeah, in Public Works, the weather's been a little strange. February saw a couple of difficult storms and several unusually warm days. This extreme temperature change causes many problems with the roads. One day the crew is out plowing, the next they're patching potholes. Because of the warm days, we've posted the roads. No significant news from wastewater or Carver Memorial Library. The ambulance responded to 47 calls for service in February. They had 1 interfacility transfer and 4 paramedic intercepts. They now have ordered the Light Pack 15 that was approved last month. Both ambulances are running good. Fire department responded to 5 calls for service in February. They issued 22 burn permits for the month. They did get an electrician to hook up the new air pack compressor, and they have no equipment or truck issues to report this month. Randy's doing well in code enforcement, working on several applicants with building permits and road opening permits in February. The police department received 221 calls for service during the month. Officer Dana Smith Jr. enjoyed his first month on the job as a full-time officer. He is still learning about the community and doing a good job. Part-time officer Eric Bonney is currently filling in the second full-time schedule as we continue to search for a full-time replacement. The chief attended the Maine Chiefs Police Conference last month. The training subject at this meeting was risk management for employees and accreditation. All cruisers are running well. In economic development, Dean Bennett is doing well. He reports that several people are looking into businesses in Searsport, and he's been working with them. He also worked closely with engineers from Ray Pierce on the downtown plan. The Downtown Revitalization Committee met with Dean and the engineers for an information gathering session. In Town Hall, we've all been busy working on putting out the town report, the annual town meeting, and the election. Committees, Comprehensive Plan Committee, the Downtown Revitalization Committee, and the Historic Preservation Committees all met in February. And that's all.
Got a motion on the town manager's report?
So moved. To accept it.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to accept the town manager's report. All those in favor? Selectmen's report. Dick, anything?
I'll yield to James. James, you wanna take it?
Yeah, sure. Not a big presentation, but a presentation just the same from the board, thanking you for your service. Finally wrapped, not by me, but
Should I open it?
it might be scary, but
Thank you.
we were hoping for a sense of humor.
Thanks, that's pretty funny.
Leave that at the entrance door if you place it.
Yeah, I think I will. Thank you very much. Cute. Is that your idea, Dick?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, of course.
I've been waiting for a year, you know,
Yeah.
when we knew, you know.
Anything else? Dick?
That's it.
Doug?
Look.
I just have one thing, and that's Aaron. It's been a pleasure working with you. Hard to believe, I think like 12 years ago we first started together. And you brought a lot to this board. I appreciate the service to the town. Thank you.
Well, if we're gonna trip down memory lane, I remember Sprague's 100th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
You and I were out on the boat. They had that boat tour around the harbor.
Mhm.
I said, when are you ready to take over? Get it off my back. Well, I'm not sure. Well, you step forward, and it's been great working with you for the last 12 years.
Thanks, Dick. Well, it's come and gone, and I sit here after 12 years with clear memories of my first meeting, and just want to say thank you to everybody. It's been a pleasure. Dick, I mean, you were here before me, so if I've been serving 12 years, you've been serving 24 to 50. So, we thank you. And no matter how long you've been serving, sometimes as burned out as I feel, I'm always impressed with how much you, how much, come up with a new idea. You have a lot of energy. Doug, even if all I got out of this was your friendship, it was worth it. So. And Jack, even when I can't understand you, I think you're doing a good job. And one of the things that I took a step back. I was chair for 9 years. Took a step back, and hoping that someone would step up, and I feel comfortable, taking that final step. And the fact that I'm doing that, I think, is also a credit to you because I feel more uncomfortable. And you're doing a good job. I know it can be lonely up there as chair, and you gotta sometimes take the heat and be the bad guy sometimes. But know that we're behind you. This board's behind you. We respect you, and I think the people in town are behind you. So I think you're doing a great job. what I would have said to Mark if he was here was that even though I've only served with him for 2 years, I feel like it's longer because I work with Mark in all kinds of different capacities. I have a great deal of respect for him. Really glad that he's decided to serve, and I found him to be a very thoughtful member of this board who, gives it that second, third, fourth thought that sometimes more experienced members on the board, we come to our quick decisions because we rely on our experience, and sometimes it's not always good, so there's at least one person on this board who's given it some more thought, so I hope he doesn't lose that. And I'll miss getting up, standing the Pledge of Allegiance, and hearing Mark say, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Every time I hear him say that, I smile, and I missed it today. And James, as good of a job I think that I may have done, it's not nearly as good as it looks because of the work you've done. So it's been good working with you. It's been a long time. I'm sure I'll work with you in other capacities going forward. But it's been good having you around. You were a groomsman at my wedding, so a lot of time has passed. And so, but anyway, this is my last meeting as a selectman. Although I'll see you at town meeting and finish up my last official duties there. But thank you for this, and I look forward to working with you guys in the future in other ways. Thank you, Jack.
I didn't say anything because I'm not saying goodbye, and I will continue to bug you and your family.
I figured that, so it's fine.
Again, open to public, any comments?
Well, I just
Okay.
want to throw out, people still have 35 minutes to vote.
Yes, sir.
Today is the election, and polls close at 8, and the folks over there will be glad to see you if you haven't made it in already, and they will be there till much later, but we have to close the polls at 8, so if you haven't, get down there.
And town meeting, place and time, you should mention that.
Town meeting will be at 9 o'clock here at Union Hall, right upstairs. We'll put a sign up at the school directing people down, but hopefully they save themselves the trip to the school. Come right to the town meeting. We've, of course, with snow, God knows what we're going to end up with, but we cleared all the ice out from underneath. There's no ice in the parking lots right now, but we're going to have some snow in between. We will do our best to not only clean it, but provide as much parking around this place as we can, because parking's going to be a premium. But 9 o'clock right here on this Saturday, the 10th.
And it'll be warm.
We will have
And we will
heat.
have heat.
It'll be warm. Just
Chief,
make
you have
sure the
something?
chowder gets there, right?
And that, yep, definitely.
We'll be flexible on the parking on Saturday.
Thank
So,
you. Good.
and also, this is for you, Jack. I actually have finally made contact with the Maine State Police, and the Drum and Bugle Corps will be available for Heritage Days.
Terrific,
So I wanted to bring that to you.
terrific.
I've looked for you for about a week and I haven't found you, and so they're scheduled to come for Saturday Heritage Days.
Terrific. Well, thank you for your
Yeah,
your help. Appreciate it.
so,
Good news.
Very.
We have an executive session, James? Take a motion to go from our regular agenda to executive session.
At 7:27, I move that we exit regular session into executive session in accordance with 1 MRSA 4056F to discuss the general assistance matter and poverty abatement request, and 4056C to discuss acquisition of real property and economic development.
Motion made and seconded to go from our regular agenda to executive session at, what was that,
7:27.
7:26. All those in favor? Motion to go from executive session back to our regular agenda.
So moved.
Second at 7:53.
Motion made and seconded to go from executive session back to regular agenda at 7:53. All those in favor? Are there any motions from executive session?
I'll make 2 motions here. One is for WP 1808 in the amount of $100 from Jenny Lawrence, and the other one is, and then in the same motion, WP 1809 in the amount of
Parent correction, 100 gallons.
100 gallons. What did I say? Oh, dollars.
Yes.
Sorry, 100 gallons. And WP 1809, $513 from Jenny Lawrence.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to pay for 100 gallons for WP 1808 and $513 to WP 1809. Any discussion? All those in favor?
CPA 1804, I move that we abate 2013, 14, and 15 taxes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded to abate 13, 14, and 15 years taxes to PA 1804. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Abstain.
One abstention. Now, motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?